I've recently brought you a guide for the Barbarian and for the Demon Hunter inside Diablo Immortal, bringing you some of the best builds, some of the most fun builds to play. Today we're diving into the Necromancer, one that is extremely popular, both class and build, and one that's doing really well within my server, Scrappy Echoes. Let's take a look at this build. Now, I want to give credit where it's due. This build was built by Jester from the Scrappy Echoes, and it starts off with the primary attack, Soulfire. Obviously, this is going to be ranked to max. All of your skills are ranked to max upon having a max level character of 60. Throw a ball of Soulfire that explodes and then strikes an enemy, inflicting 4,200 damage to the target and a 25% as much to all other nearby enemies, offering a little bit of splash damage. The first skill is Bone Armor with a cooldown of 20 seconds. Protect yourself and all nearby allies with a Shield of Bones that absorbs 16,000 plus damage for 12 seconds. The next skill is one of my favorite. It's the Command Golem, where you're going to summon a Bone Golem for 24 seconds, and when summoned, it'll deal 5,000 plus damage to all nearby enemies and stun them for 2 seconds. The cooldown here is a long one. It's a 36-second cooldown. The third skill is Command Skeletons with only an 8-second cooldown, and command your skeletal champions to charge to a location and increase attack speed by 80% for 4.5 seconds. It also has a passive, raise a skeletal champion every 8 seconds to max of 4. Skeletal champions can deal 837 damage per attack. And the final skill is Corpse Lance with only a 1-second cooldown, so you could spam the heck out of this thing right now. Summon projectiles from nearby corpses that impale the target and other random nearby enemies. Each corpse summons 3 lances that each deal 4,000 plus damage. Multiple hits on the same target deal 20% cumulatively reduced damage. Now, I want to remind you that skills, the base skills, can drastically be changed based on what gear and what gems you have put into that gear. So let's dive into the gear and the gems so we can see exactly how these skills have been modified. So let's dive into both the gear and the gems that are slotted into those pieces of gear. Jester, level 60, Paragon 32 at the point of time where this is being recorded. I believe he's at 33 now, and probably further now that you're watching the video. So for the headpiece, we have Mirror Rictus, sorry about pronunciation, which has some nice attributes, offering some good numbers on vitality and intelligence. The magic is your primary attack have a 9% chance to reduce enemies' attack and movement speeds. Primary attack damage increased by 6%. Solid, but the question is, what's the gem that's inside the headpiece? Before I get to the gem though, the legendary skill here is Skeletal Archer. Your skeletal champions are replaced by skeletal archers, giving them a little bit more of a ranged attack. And the gem he has slotted in here is a 4-star blood-soaked jade, and that's got the plus 88 combat rating, increases all damage you deal up to 13.5%, and your movement speed by 10%. This is a nice gem, and it's a 4-star, level 4. Now the chest piece, which again is going to offer you life, is the Flickering Warmth, which has some really nice life power plus a good score. It's going to give us the 40-41 vitality and willpower, and the magic is maximum life increased by 1.5%. Now the gem, we've already gotten a little sneak peek. The gem is Power and Command. It increases your resonance by 180 plus 42 combat rating. Power and Command alternate states every 9 seconds. Power increases your primary attack damage by 17%, and Command your skill damage by 17% as well. Remember, these are alternating back and forth every 9 seconds. Now the legendary change here is Orbiting Spikes. So Bone Armor instead summons 3 bone spikes that orbit you and damage any enemies as they strike. So essentially you have this shield around you, continuously throwing damage at all your opponents, anyone that's around you, anything that's near. The shoulders are Grave Dirt's weight, and this is a really nice one because it has 3 attributes, 30 plus for each of them. The magic is going to be damage to full life enemies increased by 7.5%, critical hit chance increased by 3%. Also, critical hit damage is going to be increased by 4.5%. The gem, it's a 5-star Chip of Stoned Flesh, increases resonance by 400, plus 96 combat rating. When you cause an enemy loss of control, you also inflict an explosive curse. When the curse expires, enemies will explode for 45% of all the damage taken during its duration. And this has a maximum effect of 270% base damage. Can occur more than every 20 seconds per target. Damage taken by victims of the explosive curse increased by 6%. And the legendary effects are Bone Armor now also grants immunity to all effects which knock you out of your position, so you're literally not affected by knockback at all. Our legs are going to be Graven Bulwark, and we have 2 attributes, both above 50. Your magic is cheat death chance increased by 4%. Damage taken reduced by 1.5%. And the gem is Freedom and Devotion, level 10, increases resonance by 161, plus 44 combat rating, increases the duration of your summons. This is a great gem for the Necro, by 24%, and the damage done by your summons by 3%. Our primary weapon is the Desolatoria with 3 attributes, all nearing 40. The magic is primary attack damage increased by 6%, critical hit damage increased by 4.5%. And socketed here we have a Cutthroat's Grin, level 5, 2-star, increases resonance by 150, combat rating by 36, gains 13.5 increased critical hit chance, and 2% increased damage when attacking from behind. I never loved this gem. I don't want to have to get behind to attack, but hey, it's working right here. Increases the chance to find magical items by 10%. And the legendary change here is Molten Golem. Your command golem now summons a Molten Golem that continuously burns all nearby enemies instead of forcing them to attack it or stunning them. So this is a really cool effect too if you like that burn effect. It's one that I actually enjoyed when I played the Necro in beta. And our second weapon is going to be Beacon of the Lead with a damage of 620, score of 5,500 plus, 2 attributes both over 50. The magic is Fear Resistance increased by 6%, skill damage increased by 4%, and we have a peak of the Follower's Burden Gem. And the Follower's Burden Gem is going to increase all damage you deal by 1.7% for each summon you control, up to a maximum increase of 10%. Additionally, your summons take 3% decreased damage, plus a 10% magic find. This is one that is literally made for the Necro with those summons. And the legendary change here is going to be the command golem's damage is increased by 10%, which I absolutely love. Now getting into some of the secondary gear, we're only going to show you the green set items right now. We have the Bloody Hand, which is going to give you more damage to elites by 6%, and skill cooldowns reduced by 4%. We have Mountebank's Bravado, Fortitude, Willpower, both pretty darn high there. Magic damage taken while moving decreased by 3%. Nearby enemies damage decreased by 3%. We have the Torn Soul on the feet. Willpower, Intelligence, and Vitality all getting a bump. And your magic is continual damage taken decreased by 6%. Nearby enemy damage decreased by 3%. And beneficial effect duration increased by 4.5%. Now you have some optional gear that's basically kept in the satchel. We have Exhuman's Backbone. It's going to be, I mean, if it were me, I would be putting this, I would be flipping it right here because you're getting the higher score, which is going to be giving you that more powerful level. I would switch it out, and it looks like Jester may do that from time to time or be thinking about it himself. And now taking a look at the Paragon tree, like me with my Barbarian, we have Jester going with the Vanquisher tree, really focusing on the bottom portion, which is going to be all about more damage. He wants to drop more damage on the opponents as they're dealing with all of the spawned units by that Necromancer. I have to agree with this route. It's what I personally like as well for my builds. Looks like it's what's best here for the Necro for this build as well. So guys, let me know what you think of this Necromancer build. Is it a build that you're gonna like trying or like using yourself? And if not, let me know in the comment section below what build you like best and how you have your Necromancer currently detailed and fitted with gear, gems, skills, and Paragon. As always, I'll be bringing you more guides of different builds for all the different classes inside of Diablo Immortal. All of this from the Scrappy Echoes family. If you guys want to join us over in the Scrappy Echoes, the link to our Discord is in the comments section below as a pinned comment and as well in the description of this video. And if you love Diablo Immortal and want to see more guides, playthroughs, live streams, and the Immortal podcast on the weekends, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on anyone. Hope you enjoyed the guide. Have a great day and be good.